you do have to build such rich worlds and magic systems. Like that is an integral part of fantasy, but it's also cannot get in the way of character development as well. Would you say that character and sort of plot supersedes the world building side for you?
No, I mean, they are all in conversation. I think at the end of the day, character's king. And the reason character's king is if you don't care about the people that a story is happening to, you don't care about the story.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at why we come back to subsequent novels in a series, we don't ever come back for plot. We come back because we miss the people.
Yeah.
We come back because we want to see more of the people. You don't come back to books 5 or 6 or 7 because you're like, wow, that plot was really great. You come back because you're like, I miss my friends. I miss these fictional compatriots. I miss their banter. I miss their love. I miss their danger. You also can miss the world. You miss the characters and you miss the world. You don't miss the plot. Plot is obviously essential for telling a good story, but at the end of the day, like, I want to build a world you want to spend time in, and I want to build characters you want to spend time with.
So let's talk about the characters in Darker Shade. You've got two
Yeah.
very, very opposite, but so wonderfully beautiful characters in Kel and Delilah. I sort of love the fact that we've got a character that sort of goes against what so many women are written like in fantasy. She's just so wholly herself. She's a survivor. It's like suppressing emotions to deal with situations. And I think that the fact that Kel is almost allowing her to feel and process is a beautiful dynamic, but they're very different people. And when you first look at Kel, you think, oh, he's very, intelligent and he's do good. And then you realize he's smuggling, like he's breaking rules. And then you've got Delilah, who's a survivor. She's ambitious. She's got these big goals of owning her own ship and being a pirate. But she's almost a moral compass for Kel at the same time. How was it finding these characters?
I mean, I love them. They're two of my favorite characters I've ever written because Kel is so deeply emotional and Lila is so analytical.
Yeah.
And I also think what's really interesting to me is like Lila's probably my favorite character I've ever written. She was deeply aspirational for me when I was writing her. She's definitely a reaction to what I was reading a lot and seeing a lot in fantasy. And what I love about her is the kind of hate that I get for her. I receive so much hate mail for Lila Bard.
Hold on.
And so much. And what I love about it is this. The way that I wrote Lila is I wrote her as a classic male anti-hero. I literally gave her everything we give to classic male anti-heroes. And from the the analytics and the ambition and the aspirations and the cutthroatness and the ne'er-do-well and devil may care. And then I gave her she/her pronouns.
Yeah.
And the hatred. Like, it is astonishing. I mean, people love her. People love her to the moon. But I'm always amazed by the people that hate her and that think she should be punished for being the way that she is, for being ambitious, for being cutthroat, for being this perpetual insider. Because Kel is an outsider in his own world, and Lila's an insider out of her world. She's somebody who can go into Kel's world and essentially make space for herself, and he's somebody who is born feeling deeply at odds with his world. And so it allows him to have the emotional side and her to have the drive, the physical cutthroatness. And I just love it for her. I think that they work in conversation. And I think it's really interesting that if I had let her be a man, which is kind of her entire argument, but if I had let her be a man, she'd get away with all of it. And we would never blink. We would never blink. The first time she kills someone on page, people are like, she just killed somebody. And I'm like,
yeah,
dudes have been killing everybody. Like, why is this so special? It just showed that she was willing to put herself first. And I think we historically, in YA fiction, which is where I came from, and adult fiction where I am now, we historically feel like when women have power, they must be selfless.
Mm-hmm.
And Lila is a selfish person. She's a self-interested person. In fact, the whole point of the series is, will Lila care about somebody else enough to put them first? And she does for Cal. And it is the first time in her life she's cared about somebody enough to put them ahead of her interests, which have to be king.
I also think it's quite beautiful that she's not swooning over Kel in book 1. Like,
in fact, Kel is swooning. By book 2, Kel is swooning over Lila. Like, Kel is going, there's a thing in book 2, this is not spoilery, but they part ways in book 1, and in book 2 you find out that Kel has been visiting the night market every week just to see if Lila has come back through to Call's stall. He's doing it on the interested in clearing any debts she might have accrued, but he's just trying to see if she's come back to London. He just thinks about her. He's swooning.
There is something so powerful with especially a woman that completely owns who she
Yeah.
is or who they are and is unabashedly themselves. And it's like
Yeah.
that thing where it's like, you know what? Not all my qualities are going to serve you at all. I might not make you feel good about you. I'm going to look out for me, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to apologize for that behavior.
And they'll tell you she's the most fun to write. Because when I put Lila in a scene, I know exactly what she's going to do. Like, I know it every single time. That's like one of the most delightful things is the like Lila no, Lila yes of everything, which is Kells just walks around telling Lila, don't do that. And Lila walks around being like, yeah, I'm gonna. Like, I love it. I love writing her. She's so much fun to write.